The topic of this video is why do I make videos in a busy street like this one? A lot of people walking by, traffic, background noise. So recently I got three types of feedbacks, three feedbacks. One was positive, that it's very unique form to talk about different topics in the busy street. It's not very common. Another was neutral. It was more about a question that how did I come up with this idea, what was going on in my mind when I chose this format. And the other was a kind of complaint that they cannot understand because of the noisy background. So I'm addressing this topic, the last one, that if you have difficulty to hear what I am speaking about, then the problem is about your focus and attention. Yes, I understand that if I make a video in a very quiet place, there is no background, then you can hear me more clearly. And now I assume that this problem mainly exists for people who are not native English speakers. Because when you learn a language, you always think that the native speakers of that language speak very fast. But actually, they speak normally. They speak at the same speed as you speak in your own language. So the real reason of that it seems that they speak too fast is that you process the information very slowly. And it's not that you have any problem with your mind, it's about that it's very difficult to process a foreign language. You really need to focus to many things, and one of them is about the quality of the speech, the clearness, and the background noise can ruin it very much. So the solution for this is train your brain to focus on the speaker. I understand that the background noise, this car's engine and anything people talk, can distract you. But in the real life, there is always a background situation when you listen to people. So the solution is train your brain not to be distracted by background noise. And I understand it's difficult because at the same time, especially if you're not native English speaker, you need to focus on the meanings of the word, the grammar, what I'm talking about, and the brain is slow because you didn't practice thousands of hours, tens of thousands of hours to listen, and at the same time the background noise adds one more distraction. So the brain has limited capacity that you can increase like a muscle, that if you train your brain to focus, to concentrate, then you can overcome this kind of problems easier. So when you listen, especially for a foreign language, then your brain has to pay attention to many things, and if it's not so clear, or the person speaks too fast or with very strange accent, or move the head a lot of times, that is even difficult. I notice that when people, if I speak like this, they understand when I move or laugh when I talk, then it's much more difficult to understand. So the background noise is one more addition to the difficulties that the brain has to very quickly deal with. So the only solution for this is you practice. So actually watch this video again, or any video, not this one, any videos with very noisy background, and practice focusing on the speaker. Yes, it takes mental energy, and the problem is that we give up the focus, because anything that the minds need to make a lot of effort, energy, then we give up very easily. That's why it's very difficult to meditate. It's very difficult to focus on one thing. That, let's say you want to meditate, and after 2 seconds you start to think about something else. Then you have to go back to the original focus point, that's your breathing or a point on the wall, and then you are you can practice for years, and then you will be very good at focusing. And actually, this street speaking is also very difficult for me because, let's say, bicycles and cars and people walk by and they distract me. But compared to 1 year ago, when around this time I started these street things, I'm much better to focus. And even if I see that people stare into the camera and look at me what I am doing, and I learned gradually to filter out this distraction. It's a mental skill, and I know with my students when they have to listen to something very carefully and they have to repeat, that they really put their ears very close to the speaker, believing that it will help. Instead of just relaxing, they think that if they go a little bit closer and they really put their direction, so maybe it helps a little bit, but actually it's about the focus. So yes, I'm totally aware of this, that the outside noise, the background noise is distracting, especially when you are not a native English speaker. But my recommendation is that practice focusing, build your muscle of focus, and that is the only solution. And it comes together with that you need to speed up your processing. So the capacity of your working memory, the focus, and the speed by which you process the information, they all together determines how much you can really understand from what I'm talking about.